So today's show is we're going to do a little Cinco de Mayo special. This is actually something that I wanted to do last year, but I think we started a little later, didn't we?
Yeah,
Trying to remember. So. Yeah, and then I had everything ready for Cinco de Mayo special. We didn't even get to do it then. So this time we're on the ball. We're going to do this right. So let me give a little brief history. Chris, do you know anything about Cinco de Mayo?
I should. I don't remember right now.
You don't remember? Okay, so then you definitely have my brain. So I'm gonna give you a quick, brief history of Cinco de Mayo. Okay, so let's get the common misconception out of the way. Okay, so this day is not Mexico's Independence Day. A lot of people think it's Independence Day, right? And it's crazy how that is like. That is on September 16th. It's a way different holiday. Cinco de Mayo, right? Commemorates the big battle known as the Battle of Pueblo, fought on May 5th, 1862, between who, Chris? Let's go.
Spanish people and
Spanish people. Yeah,
French.
There we go. Yeah, it was between Mexico and France. So Mexico owed France mucho dinero, so did Spain and England, right? So these three countries sent troops to Mexico to demand a payment. Spain and England reached an agreement and just took off. So they just said, all right, this is what we're going to do, and we're out of here. So France set out an attack to attack the Mexicans, the Mexican forces in Pueblo. The battle lasted 3 hours. Were you aware of that? This is all new to you too, right?
I didn't know it was 3 hours.
Yeah, it took 3 hours. And so...
you know what they say about Mexicans? We get done things quicker, so I guess so.
So and it's exactly what we did. So, right? So Mexico was victorious. The French lost 500 men. You know how many Mexico lost?
How many?
5.
5 what? Just 5?
Donkeys.
Yeah. They lost less than 100 men during the battle, right? Although through the year late, the French to recapture Pueblo and the rest of Mexico. So in 1963, a year later, the French came back to Mexico to recapture. The Battle of Pueblo created a sense of national pride and was declared a national holiday, right? It's a minor holiday in Mexico, mostly celebrated in Pueblo, where it took place. Most of the country considers Mexican Independence Day celebrated in September 16th to be more important to express their patriotism. Cinco de Mayo has become a massive holiday, which is celebrated across the U.S. And did you know that President Bush, the young one, right, the younger one, was the first president to honor the holiday at the White House?
Really?
Yeah, and you know what he said?
What?
He said, mi Casa Blanca is su Casa Blanca. Adios, pinches huevones. No, he didn't say that.
I was like, okay.
No, he didn't say that. No, he just said adios. So, and did you know that there are 7 products that are usually the most sold on this day, Cinco de Mayo? You know what they are?
Avocados.
Avocados is one.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
How'd you know that?
I took a guess.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That's a really random guess. I know.
Guacamole.
Yeah, because they would make the guacamole. So avocados is one of the.
Okay.
The other one is beer.
Beer, tequila,
chips, margaritas, tequila is one, music, and Mexican food. So as far as music, they said that everything's like nowadays, everything's downloaded. Everybody starts to download more music, pay for their music.
Stream it.
Yeah, stream it all. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was interesting too. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to celebrate our Cinco de Mayo right today, right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Big Modcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Modcast. And let us introduce my guest here. I've known this guy for a while, although we don't communicate too much.
Nope.
But I think we know each other like we brothers.
Yeah.
You know. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest, Mike Gallardo.
Happy to be here. Appreciate it.
I'm glad you're here, bro.
Honored, man. Thank you.
I know you saw the episode with Nando.
With Fernando, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, he hit me up. He's like, man, I give you a little shout out.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, he's like, with who? And he's like, it's going to come out later. I'll send you the link. So here's my shout out, Fernando. So.
There you go. Yeah, that's your camera right there. You know, if you ever want to say anything. So welcome to the show. The other thing is this is the last episode number 48 for season 4.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, like I said, we're gonna, it's Cinco de Mayo. Of course, when this episode comes out, Cinco de Mayo will already pass.
Right.
But we're gonna we'll celebrate. We'll do our own thing here at the house. So I know everybody's kind of wondering why we don't see the brick walls. So we kind of changed location, try to do something different for us and for everyone. And I think I like this setup. It was a quick setup. We kind of had to do this last night and today. And we'll see what the future holds, as far as what we're going to do and where we're going to shoot our episodes.
Expansion.
Yeah, that's what we need to do, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. So, like I said, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This is the first one ever in our home, and I'm going to have to say, you coming in is a treat, but that man sitting over here on the couch. Your dad, I haven't seen him in a long time, so I'm glad you were able to bring him along,
Yeah, I didn't have to pull teeth or anything, but as soon as you texted me last night, it was like, hey, I think it'd be a great idea if you brought your dad.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see him. So all I did was called him real quick. I'm like, hey, Marty wants you to come. Are you okay with that? And he's like, yeah, definitely. I'll be there.
Sweet.
And I called him today, and I'm like, hey, we're still on. He goes, of course. I'm on my way to the house. I'm like, all right.
Sweet,
Cool. So, man. So
gracias, Mike.
I'm sure he's glad to be here too, man. He always loves to pretty much bump into people from the old neighborhood. And
right.
stuff.
Yeah. And that's exactly, Mike and I, we go way back, We go way back. So is this first time you ever done a podcast?
This is my first podcast.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So do you watch any podcasts?
I do.
Oh yeah. What?
Joe Rogan. I did Dave Chappelle's every once in a while. Really, I just listen to the comedy stuff.
Okay.
I've seen your guys's, Mia's also, some of her stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, pretty much it. Like whenever I can get my hands on, or whenever I have time.
When you
Usually
have
I
time.
do it at work.
Okay. Do you listen? I mean, I take it you listen because
Yeah,
you're
I
working.
listen. Yeah, because I'm working, so I just have like my earbuds. And I just kind of
So yeah,
my phone
because
out.
I don't know if you find us. We're streamed through.
Apple Podcasts.
okay.
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google.
I used to get you guys on YouTube.
Yeah, that's how most people
Yeah.
do it. It's just Google. It's just the easiest way, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
So I just leave my phone right there, face up. And like if there is something that I want to see, I just kind of look over.
There you go.
But the majority of the time, it's just through my
Yeah.
earbuds.
So like I said, we've known each other, but here's the crazy thing, and I don't know if I've told you this before, but I can honestly say that I've known you for a very long time, bro. I've known you for a very long time, and I remember when your mom and dad when they had you. I remember I remember your first steps.
Dang.
That's how crazy this
Right.
is. I remember you walking around the house and your dad chasing you around. And, because like I said, your dad and we used to hang out back in the day. We'd go up there, visit,
Right.
And, so
I think it was when we was living in Ruby, right?
yeah, up on the hill. Cause I was down the bottom of 15th Street, and their house was right up on that hill. That is, you go up 15th Street, you got the street, and then you got the houses.
Oh yeah, that's it on the edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they were right. Yeah. They were right up there.
Big old house. I barely remember that.
Yeah. I was going to ask you. Yeah.
Rarely remember that, man. It's just, but that was so long ago. I mean, when we moved out of there, I might have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And but I do remember that we lived there. And I do remember like my Theo Sam lived right across the street from us for a while. So when we would go back to his house, we used to live in the big red house right there. Because we'd call it the big red house because it was red.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we go back, and obviously we'd always get remembered. That's where we lived and stuff like that. But like I said, I was 4 years old when we moved. And I think, did you work at Silverite also?
No. At the company that I'm at, I've been there for over 30 years.
Oh, okay.
So like right when I graduated high school, I mean that's when I was in high school when I knew your dad and uncles, mom, everybody. Yeah, so I was in high school. Yeah, I'd have to call Mike and say, hey, I want to skip school. Can you come take me out of school? You're my tío today. So get me out of school.
Man, you didn't do that for me. What the heck?
Yeah,
because I think that's where he met Fernando or Martin. Martin. And then Fernando was my soccer coach.
Really?
Moreno, yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I played like for 1 year. I was terrible, man. I was terrible. I was like second grade.
Yeah, so Fernando, shout out to you, Fernando Moreno. That's Tío Leo's brother. Fernando.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy how I got connected with all them. With Fernando was my coach, right?
Yeah.
And they, like I said, they worked with my dad and my uncle at Silverite. Then later down the road, me and my brother got into boxing.
Okay.
And then we went to Turner. And then Leo's there. And my brother, he started talking to Leo, and he's like, yeah, my dad's Mike Gallardo. And he's like, oh, man, I know your family. And obviously, getting into that stuff and,
That's crazy how you meet some of us older guys, and then it always goes back to your dad.
Right. Oh, definitely. Yeah. He's like first generation Kansas City.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we come up from Texas,
Right.
So like, I think we moved here you moved here 85, right?
86.
Okay. Well, then my mom was already pregnant with me.
Yeah.
So she ended up going back to Texas to have me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was born in Texas,
Nice.
but my dad was already over here. And then maybe about 3 months later or so, I ended up coming back over here. We ended up coming back over here.
She said, I want this kid to be born in Texas, not Kansas.
That's my dad right there. My dad's like, puro Texas.
Yeah, I want the birth certificate to say Texas. What part of Texas was that?
McAllen.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was born in McAllen, but my mom's family is in Edinburgh. And then he's far San Juan Alamo. So it's all like, it's, the metro area right there, It's like Kansas City to Olathe and Overland Park and stuff like that. Just all the little surrounding cities and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know that. That's what's cool about this podcast is I learned some things. Yeah, I actually didn't know where your parents were from or anything like that. All I just remember meeting them when they were up on the hill.
Yep. Deep South Texas. My uncle's, I think, the one that dragged them over here for work.
Okay.
So, and then after that, we've been here since 86. 37 years.
Man, yeah, 86. So it was right after the Royals won the World Series in 85, and then you guys come up here around.
Yeah, they sucked my whole life until 2014.
What year? What year were you born?
86.
Okay, 86. Okay, so you were around, when
When
the
he was 3 years old.
Okay. Yeah, so
You're about right,
yeah.
And we moved up there to the right house.
Okay. Man, that's cool. How's your health, bro?
Good, man.
You good? Everything
I'm good. Staying active.
Yeah.
Still playing softball. I can't play basketball or football no more. So the only thing I got now is softball.
Not even just basketball, like pickup games?
Every once in a while. I'll go out and shoot with my son.
Okay.
Like, obviously he's getting into that. He's 13.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so he's, wanting to play sports.
Yeah.
And basketball is one of them. So I'll go out there and I'll shoot with them. But man, getting up and down that court, I don't think I can do that anymore, man.
Have you been down to Franklin? Shoot some hoop down there?
It's been so long since I've been to Franklin, man.
Hey, you got to take your boy down there.
I know. The last time I was there, they actually had the center open. That's the last time.
How long ago was that?
Yeah, oh my, dude, I was.
So still young. Okay, so you're still little when they had it.
Yeah, I was playing ball there, but man, I think the last time I was there was remember when you'd go in there and they had like the concessions and stuff like that?
They had that little coffee shop.
Yeah, all that. And I think that's like the last time I've been down to Franklin Center.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they used to have a store in there. They had the little coffee shop. They had the Spanish-speaking office. Yeah. Do you remember Mr. Carrillo? Yeah, Mr. Carrillo. I don't know if you ever met him.
I did.
Yeah, he worked in the Spanish speaking office, and he helped everybody there. He was a really good guy. It's been a while since I seen him. Last I saw him, he was at Sunfresh working in the produce.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he still remembers me, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if you've met him there.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah. So back. So earlier you had said something about Emerson. Where exactly? Okay, where did you grow up? I know you grew up on the hill,
Mhm.
and then when you guys moved from there,
We moved pretty much into the inner Argentine. So like Strong area, 33rd and Strong.
okay,
So we stayed there for a while. So when I started school, I started pre in Emerson. Then right after that, kindergarten over in New Stanley. So I stayed there until second grade, I'm sorry. Then third grade, we went over to Emerson just because New Stanley's a year-round school,
yeah,
right? So my mom would send me in the summers over to Texas, me and my sister.
okay,
So obviously, like they didn't like that too much, so we had to, move over to Emerson. So
Really?
yeah, so third grade, I think that's when they told my mom like, can't have him no more. You guys,
Yeah.
taking him out of school for 2 months. So
Yeah.
we went over to Emerson.
To Emerson.
Was there for third and fourth grade year. About the end of fourth grade is when we moved over to Turner.
Okay,
Yep. Then graduated there.
okay. So did you go to? Okay, you said you went to Emerson and then Argentine, or
No, I skipped Argentine. We ended up coming over to Turner.
so? Okay,
Fourth
so you're at the Turner Middle School.
No,
Well, what was the middle school for Turner?
Ooh, back on
That
my
time.
time was
it-
Highland.
Highland. Okay.
Highland Middle School, and then Pearson Junior High,
Mhm.
and then I went to the new high school.
Okay. So then the new high school was put
Right.
up. by
And
the time you got
I've
there.
never touched the old high school. Was never in there.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think I went in there for like a basketball game a couple of times when we were kids.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I didn't have any classes there or anything, so I don't even know what the halls look like.
Yeah.
Like just other than like going in to go watch basketball or whatever, the games when we were younger.
Yeah.
Because we definitely just skipped over that school.
Yeah. So when you went to Turner, it was brand new, pretty much, right? Or
Yes.
how many? Okay.
We were the first 4 years. Ninth,
Okay.
Yeah, because Pearson had 8th and 9th grade.
Yeah.
And then the old high school had, 10, 11, 12. They made the school bigger, obviously, to have all 4 years.
Yeah.
And then we just merged over to the new high school.
Okay. So then so you're familiar where the Pearson Hall is,
Yeah.
where that school that was Pearson Middle School. So it was Pearson Middle School, and then you have Highland, the one that's down the street by the baseball field.
Yeah, which is Midland Trails.
It's
now, I
Midland
think.
Trail now?
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder.
think so.
Okay. So then that's a grade school, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, because from there, then they would feed into. So the old Turner High School became. It is now the middle
The
school.
middle school, yeah.
Yeah.
I seen they redid it.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
redone.
they-
It's really nice now.
Right.
I mean, the front end looks really nice.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, as far back, I don't know how far back they.
No, it stayed the
Gutted it
same.
out.
They just like remodeled it into like
Give it a
newer-
facelift.
There
Pretty
you go.
much,
That's
yeah,
what
no.
they did. Yeah, just put some sheetrock up in the front and paint it. Make it look like
as well
bricks.
as part of the high school as well, because they put in the new stadiums as well.
Yeah.
You've seen those.
I would have loved to have that back in, when we were in
Yeah.
school, man. I did go there last year for the first time. My nephew, he plays. So we went back to go watch him, and
Okay.
man, the fields are nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
It's
plays
super
football.
nice. Yeah, he does.
Okay. I'm proud to say that my daughter. So when was that?
Last
No, it was
two years ago?
Was it her freshman year?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was her freshman year. Shawnee Mission North was the first. There was a tournament that opened up. Oh man, what was it? I think because of COVID, kind of messed up the grand opening to play on that field. So then when my daughter had Turner had a soccer tournament, and so Shawnee Mission North. I can't remember who they played against.
Like Piper or something.
No, it was before Piper. Yeah, it was a game before Piper. But they played somebody, and that was the first game ever
that
just on that
Nice.
new turf. I mean, you could smell the black, tarp,
Right.
the pebbles that are in the
Yeah,
grass.
yeah. The
the
little
artificial.
turf. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty cool. So yeah, so I think it was pretty cool that she was one of the first ones to step on that field and play.
And that old Turner, have you ever been to the old Turner field?
It was off of Swartz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the track is horrible. It's a freaking pavement. It's like, track and field, they hated running on that thing.
It was literally, it was concrete back in the day?
Definitely, it was asphalt.
Because nowadays it's like a rubber.
Right.
Like, nice rubber track.
Yeah, we didn't have that at all.
Dang.
These guys were skidding their knees and stuff. I stayed away from that.
Yeah.
I'm not a runner.
Right. And I thought we had it bad at Harmon, where the school sits. We had to walk all the way across just to get to our football field.
Hell, they had a field before we did. Them, I believe Schlegel and Washington.
And Wyandotte.
Like practically the whole District 500 had a new field before Turner did.
Really?
I'm like, man, we are our own district. It's because people didn't want to pay. That's why they didn't want the extra taxes or whatever.
And it was grass, right?
Yes.
Is it still grass, or did they ever turn it?
No, it's turf now. The new one's turf.
Yeah, the new one's turf. But what's the old one?
It was grass. It's still grass.
Dang.
Still grass.
Yeah.
They need to just put houses there.
Knock it all down. Yeah.
Yeah, just put houses in the middle of that.
Yeah. I practiced up at the top field. Because there's two fields, right?
Yeah.
So when we got to Turner, I didn't know anything about. I barely even got out of the apartment when we were in Argentine. So I didn't know what it was to hang out with kids. So when we got to Turner, I met my friend Marcos. I'm still friends with him to this day. He was my next door neighbor, and he kind of got me out of the house. He's like, "Hey man, you want to come play football?" And I'm like, I do, but I don't know how to hang out with kids yet.
What's his last name?
Berteran.
Okay.
Yeah. And he got me at the house, and then we just started playing ball out there. And then he was playing, Pop Warner football. And he's like, "Bro, you want to come out and you want to play with us?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." And they already started. So I go over there, and the coach is like, "Well," and I was always big, the bigger kid, taller and good size. And he's like, "Well, everybody has pads and stuff. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to get your pads, and you got to do a physical and all that stuff." Yeah. Well, when we lived on Miami and 55th, so it was right across the street from the rec center. Okay. And that little, there's like a shop, right across the street from the rec. Turner Rec.
Okay, yeah. I know, yeah.
Around that corner was a doctor, and he did physicals. So I asked my mom, "Mom, can I have $10?" Because Marcos already knew all the ins and outs. He's like, "Man, we can go right there to Dr. Smith, and we can get your physical. It's only $10."
Yeah.
Asked my mom. She gave me $10. Went and did the physical. Then went across the street to the school. It was Turner Elementary at the time. And in the basement, that's where they kept all the pads. And me and him were he's putting on pads on me and shit, and just shoulder pads and helmets, and, "Hey, put these pants on, see if they fit you." Did all that. Finally get everything. My coach lived right up the street from me. So we went and knocked on his door. He's like, "Hey man, I got all my pads." He's like, "What? How'd you do that?" He's like, "Well, we went to the school and we got them." And he just starts laughing. He's like, "All right, well, I guess just go pick a jersey in the back of the truck." He goes, "Show up to practice here tomorrow, whatever."
Yeah.
So we ended up going to practice, and that's how I started playing ball right there. Started playing football right there at the top of that field. That's where we practiced. And then, we played right behind Midland Trail or Highland at the time. So, it was crazy. It was my mom she used to love telling that story just because, you guys, when you wanted to get something done, you just do it.
Yeah.
And it's we did. Me and that fool.
And you say you guys still hang out?
Yeah. Yep. Was with him this weekend.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I don't know how I feel about going over to a $10 doctor.
I mean, it was. It
This doesn't sound right.
Right. I mean, hey, he filled it out, and he's just like, "All right, go on." He just wanted to make a quick $10, I guess.
That's funny.
He was a chiropractor, is what he was.
Oh, really?
That's what he was. I was like, man, what was he? Yeah, chiropractor.
Okay.
But he also did physicals.
So what was your first language?
English,
Oh, it was.
definitely.
English was your first language.
Yes. And how I know Spanish is beyond me. It's not like they never like sat us down and was like, water, agua. They never did that. It's just kind of like picking it up from them. And I think a lot of it helped also was them sending us to my grandma down in Texas because she spoke nothing but Spanish.
Okay. Yeah. Then that would definitely do it.
I mean, she knew English, definitely knew English, was real good at English, but she would just talk Spanish to us. And I think it was just to kind of for us to pick it up. So, funny thing is, I went to school and I did Spanish.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to ask you if you took Spanish class.
I did. And I already knew how to read and write it. It was just weird. I never really learned it.
You just
got
went,
it.
You just went along with it, right?
Yeah.
See, and I say the same thing. That's what I did, and it was just easy, for us or for me.
Right.
And
Was English your first language?
no, Spanish was my first
Was it?
language. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's crazy is I don't remember it. To me, it was just that was just what I spoke because that's what my mom and dad and grandma, grandpa, and then I guess when I started going to school and then I just picked it up.
I think more it's like the Spanglish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're from South Texas. So like Spanglish it's English, Spanglish, and then Spanish. You know what I mean? Just like, those are the three languages down there. And just talking to Spanglish is kind of where you pick it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I can have a fluent conversation in Spanglish. And it's crazy. And people are like, why do you do that? I was like, because we just do. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's just like
Second
earlier.
nature.
Your dad and I were talking, and that's what we were doing.
Exactly.
Every other word turns into Spanish and English, and then it goes, and it's just so natural.
Right.
It's natural to
Or like
for
he'll
us.
answer you in Spanish, you answer in English, and then he'll go to English and you go to Spanish. It's just crazy, right? It's just like,
Yeah. Do you have good memories from high school?
from high school, man, really just kind of hanging out, man. I don't. Other than that, not really. Like, I was kind of like I'm not gonna say a bad apple because I wasn't horrible, but I mean,
You were average.
I was average, but I tried to kind of fly under the radar. So I mean,
So you,
I was a pain in their ass. Is what I'm trying to say.
So are you the youngest or
I'm the middle child.
the middle one?
Yeah, so I'm the pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Middle child's always the pain in the ass. So I was the one that's giving, all the gray hairs that he has probably from me. So I mean, I tried to stay out of trouble,
Yeah.
but I couldn't sometimes. But I wasn't horrible. It's just I don't know. I just do dumb shit, I guess. I don't know.
Is that true, Dad? Did me and Chris give you a lot of grades?
Hell yeah. Can you see them on my face? I got the grades on my face. No, you guys are good. You guys are good kids. Yeah, I think it was the sports, that kept you guys busy too. That's what. Chris did sports.
I had more tame sports than them.
Tame sports?
So like my boys, they Mario, he played soccer and basketball.
Mm.
And then Marcos here, you were the football, basketball. What else you do? Track.
Golfs.
You golfed a little bit.
Yeah.
In high school?
I did my senior year.
Okay, yeah. And then Chris took us down a different road. He did.
He was club sports.
He
did the swim,
the
dive, and the tennis.
There's your man right there.
Yeah. And then and band,
Yeah,
he did.
I
he
do.
did band
Oh, I
too.
mean, I played basketball and football,
Okay.
but and then I got into with girls and like.
So you played on the
it
girls team?
deterred. Yeah, I was good enough. Now it's okay, right?
Yeah. Yes, I guess so. Yeah. So
Another issue.
yeah. So did you play basketball at Turner?
And football, yes, but the girls deterred me from playing that. I didn't care about that anymore. Like obviously, like I'm growing up, hormones, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like then girls happen, So like I was a natural at football. Football was my natural sport.
That was your sport. Yeah.
That was my natural sport. Basketball, I got good at. And I remember the coaches coming up, they're always looking for me. Why aren't you at practice? I don't want to be at practice.
Yeah.
And I remember a couple kids, hey man, Coach Gonzalez is looking for you. For what? Well, he wants to know your shoe size because you're on the team. I'm like, man, I haven't even been to tryouts yet, you know? And he's like, and obviously I go talk to him and he's like, man, you got to show up to one. So I showed up to one.
Yeah.
And I was on the team. And then I was like, nah, this ain't for me. Like I said, chasing tail at a young age.
Yeah.
Not good. I should have stay in school, do your sports.
All right.
Man, if I could go back, this is one of them. If I could go back,
Really?
it's like
You could go back in the time
yes,
and kick yourself in the ass,
100%.
and your dad will be right next to you, kicking you in the ass as well.
100%. Oh, he already did. He did. He would tell me, "Hey, you need to do this. You need to focus on your school. You need to focus on your sports."
Yeah.
And I didn't care. I'm like, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah. What position did you play in football?
In football, I was a defensive end linebacker.
Okay.
And then they would put me in the offensive line. At times, I was a guard, and I hated it.
Right.
Offensive line was probably I was good at it. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I liked hitting people on the other side.
Right. Yeah.
So defensive end linebacker outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Was my thing. I love to hit people.
Yeah.
Pretty good at it too.
What number did you wear?
I was 61.
Okay.
61. My first year, that fifth year, was 21. It was, it's a weird number. It's because
It's a big, it's a small guy number. Yeah.
I grabbed it because of Deion Sanders,
Right.
and it was still there, so I just grabbed it. And
you're a linebacker or the end with the number 21.
exactly. And then
I don't know. Was that a rule in football?
It just
That you kind of had this. I mean, like nowadays,
yes.
They're letting guys wear whatever number they want to wear.
100%.
You
Back
know?
in the day, yes.
Yeah.
So like, even now, I think it's like certain weights can't carry the ball.
yeah.
So like, if you're over a certain amount of, I think, because we just went through this with my oldest son.
Okay.
If he was like over 110 pounds, he could not touch the ball.
yeah.
Or like, if there's a fumble, he can't pick it up and run with it.
Ain't that crazy?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb.
Well, where does he play in football?
He plays in Lee Summit. He plays for this team called the Cardinals. He's getting ready to switch to another team. I don't know their name yet, but their first practice starts on Monday, the 8th. Yep.
Already.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's man. It's just right around the corner.
Yeah.
Ain't it?
Yeah.
The football season just
Well,
ended.
it keeps him busy, like you said. Like kept them busy.
Yeah.
Keeps him busy and conditioning. Right now, he's a preteen. He's 12. He'll be 13 in November, and all he wants to do is look good. He wants the Jordans. He wants the what I got. He wants. Because I'm a big Jordan fanatic.
Are you?
So I got my shoes. Oh man, those are cool, Dad. I'm like, yeah. Well, what are you gonna do for him? And
Yeah.
and he does it. So like he was student of the month. This month's student of the month.
Okay.
So I ended up rewarding him, and I got him some shoes. I got him some Jordans that came out Saturday. So he hasn't opened them yet because actually they just arrived today. But those are his present
Okay.
for student of the month, and I'm sure he's going to be ecstatic.
So he has no idea he's getting these.
No, he does
That's
not.
cool.
We'll be careful, because now you can't get him shoes every single month.
No, you're right, but I won't mind. I'll tell you that if he brings home the good grades and everything, I promised him that, and I'm going to deliver on my promise.
Yeah.
So like that is one of the things. I mean, we didn't foresee the student of the month thing. You know what I mean? So like, he even didn't know that he was going to be student of the month. So,
Right,
but
yeah.
so it's just
Wow,
kind of
that's-
like, you know what?
Congrats to him,
Yeah.
man. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So we're proud.
Yeah.
Me and my lady were proud of that. So
That's cool.
we just thought we'd reward him in that kind of way because he's just big into shoes and the fashion right now. He wants to look good, obviously, for the same thing. I'm pretty sure it's the girls, but
Hey.
I want to keep
As
him
you
busy.
said, as you phrased it, chasing tail.
Chasing tail.
Yeah, that's funny. Yes, I mean, he's not going to. I mean, what if he does? What if he starts taking that same route? I mean, you want him to play sports, right? You want him
Right.
to continue
The
to play
good
sports.
thing about it is that he wants to,
Okay.
So like, did I want to? Yeah, but then I stopped.
Right.
As long as he keeps having that hunger
Yeah.
to keep playing, I don't think that he'll really kind of waver either way.
Yeah.
And then also it's kind of our job to keep him in that path, as far as me and his mother.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely it's a good balance. And man, this parenting thing is hard.
It is. How many do you have? How many
Three.
kids? Three
Three.
kids.
2 boys and a girl.
Okay.
Yeah. Adrian, Ryan, and Aubrey.
Okay. Man. Busy, man.
Yeah. 13, 5, and 3.
Man.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
And there's a proud grandpa over there too, right?
oh yeah. They were with him this past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they gave him a couple more gray hairs.
That's what's good about, from what I hear, being a grandpa, right? You get to keep them for a little bit and I'm gonna send them back to home, right? Just make that phone call and they'll be outside in the yard waiting for you.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's had enough of Ryan, I'm sure. My mom, that was her dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she would call me, "What are you doing this weekend?" Nothing. We don't really have any plans. Well, come over to the house, bring me Ryan.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm sure he had plans like, "Hey, I want to go do this." Well, we're gonna take Ryan with us. And he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, all right, fine." But
Yeah.
that was her dude.
So did you play any instruments in school?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. When I went out for band, just how stubborn I was.
Okay, so you attempted.
I did.
Okay, so that's good.
I was
You should
stubborn.
try.
I went out for band and I had my mind straight on playing drums because my brother was a drummer, and obviously I want to be like Big Brother.
Right, yeah.
So when I went, I did the drum thing, and I've been banging on pots and pans forever, and I went and did it, and he's like, "Nah, you're not a drummer." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" "Yes, I am."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, we're gonna pick another instrument for you." I'm like, "Nah, well then I'm not coming back." And he tried to get me to play like the trumpet or something. I don't know what it was.
Yep.
I regret that too. I wish I could have just at least learned how to read music.
Yeah.
But now I play it.
What's keeping you from doing it now?
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the 40 and the DJing.
Yeah.
Softball, kids. I'm pretty busy. Pretty busy.
You just buy you the instrument.
Yeah.
Keep it in your car, your vehicle. Play it while you're at a red light. That's what I do.
Mention to your family that you play it, that you're good at it, but never show it.
I have a harmonica that I keep in my pocket or I keep it in my cup holder, and I
bet,
just
I
sit
bet,
there.
I
I
bet.
just play with it. I don't have it here. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, we never hear you actually play any good.
Chris.
You talk about it a lot, but we never hear you play.
Well, one day I'm gonna surprise you guys at a concert, and you guys are gonna show up, and I'm gonna be playing like Billy Joel.
Okay.
No. I thought about doing the guitar.
Yeah.
My brother's doing it, and he's learned late. He just started. He's 42 or something like that this year, and he started late 30s. So I might do that. I've always wanted to kind of learn an instrument, so that'd be cool to learn for sure.
Yeah, man. Sorry to say this to your brother, but I don't remember your brother, but I remember you.
Yeah, well,
that's just crazy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I was the only kid over here at the time.
Okay.
And then Crystal came a couple years later. So Eddie and Cloudy are the oldest. They stayed with my
Okay.
grandparents down in Texas. So they raised them down there.
Okay.
And then I came over here after my mom had me.
Okay.
And then Crystal and Sabrina were born here. Cloudy and Eddie had been coming back and forth from Texas
Okay.
periodically. Eddie after 8th grade, he stayed here 8th grade year, I think, and then he's like, I'm just gonna go to high school over there.
Okay.
So he went over there.
Okay.
But
that
yeah,
makes sense,
I have 2 older brothers.
Yeah.
or older siblings, a brother and a sister.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, good to know. What was your favorite subject in high school?
Math.
Really?
Yeah.
All about
Definitely.
the numbers.
Yes.
How far did you get up in high school?
Oh man, pre-calculus.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I never even.
Got
And-
past intermediate.
Man, the farthest I got was geometry. That was after algebra, right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't know.
Yeah, it's, pre-algebra, algebra, and then geometry, and then you go up to your pre-calculus, calculus.
Shit. Yeah, it was because right when I was done with geometry, I don't know what the next. I couldn't do it. I was like, so then they threw me in a class where learn how to balance a checkbook, and I still don't know how to do that.
That's all you need to know.
I know, right?
Well, now your app does it for you, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
And
that's just I could not. Yeah, after geometry, I was like, I do not want to do anything else after this. How far did you guys get in math?
I don't remember.
I think I got to pre-calc. Couldn't last.
yeah, it's
Something like that. I think it
hard.
was around there. Yeah.
And your sister loves math.
I mean, I liked math at one point.
Nerd.
But
Easy.
I liked math at one point, but eventually I was just like, all right, I'm not going to be a rocket scientist, so I don't
Right.
need to know this much. I already know that.
Same. I mean, geometry was tough itself,
Yeah.
And man, I don't know how I even made it through that, but I did, and just I mean, hypotenuse, all that, the angles, and I'm like, no, that's what's this? Like, I don't care about this stuff.
Shit, I think at my job, that's when I started to learn how to use a ruler.
Oh my God.
Because I needed to use a ruler there.
Same.
How to read a ruler.
Right? I don't even remember in math at school how to read a ruler.
Well, they wouldn't have done that.
They
in math.
didn't
yeah,
teach that.
that's why I'm like,
That would have been like maybe a science class.
You know, it was
or
science or wood shop.
Yeah,
wood
wood shop.
Yeah.
That's what I did. We did building trades. That's what I did.
Okay.
And that's where we built a couple sheds and we sold them at Turner Days.
Oh, really?
Yep. And then the teacher, I forgot his name. Teacher ended up leaving. Something happened or something, but he ended up leaving. So I just kind of stopped going. I didn't want to do keep going on it or whatever. But I guess you build a house also, and they ended up selling that stuff.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah. I guess that's how the school earns money, one, and then, teaches obviously kids how to, read a ruler,
Yeah.
Like a
work with
house
your
house?
hands. Yeah, house.
Wow.
There's one on Gibbs, right before you hit, what is that stop sign to go towards Shawnee Drive. But if you're coming west from that, there's a big house with a wraparound porch. And that's one of the schools, or that's one of the houses that the school built. And then there's another one behind the CVS and that little shopping center right there where the Subway is,
Yeah.
and O'Reilly's.
Okay.
There's one behind there. That's the one that was actually getting built when I was in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think they would sell the house just for like school funding and stuff like that
Yeah.
to keep that little.
And then you didn't want to
Elective.
continue to do that, huh?
Yeah, just because like the teacher, I'm me with change is weird, like I don't like change. So when they changed the instructor, I'm just like, it's not going to be the same anymore. So I'm just gonna not elect because it was an elective.
Oh, okay.
So I was like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna elect that this year. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do something else.
What grade was that?
Sophomore year.
Right.
Yeah, so I could have had junior and senior year building the house.
That would have been cool.
It was fun.
You
I
built your own
learned a
house.
lot of stuff.
Did you?
Yeah, that's kind of how I learned about the trades, union trades.
Mm-hmm.
So the girl I was dating at the time, her dad was the head of local 1290, the laborers union. So he ended up kind of setting me up with some of the guys from his local. They ended up setting me up with some guys that do like the plumbers and stuff like that. So I got, and this was like obviously like a job shadow thing.
Yeah.
So what I did is that he came pick me up from school. I went to the training center down on K32 for the laborers, and then got to see their school and how they did their thing. And that's when he was talking about like the measuring tape and the ruler and stuff. That's how you read it. Then from there, ended up going to Rodriguez Mechanical, and they ended up sending me downtown, kind of by like where Union Station and stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big old hole in the ground, and there was like this huge, just like pipe, and but it was big. and what it was just made of brick, and got to learn some of that stuff, and it was kind of a good learning experience. It was pretty cool. I really liked that elective. It was nice.
That's cool. I don't know if we were offered anything like that back in the day. Was there anything like that?
Nothing like in full body construction. I don't remember nothing like that.
Huh.
I mean, they don't do the same kind of electives. I mean, like, you know, shit. It'd be nice to learn how to balance a checkbook or how to pay your fucking taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, do it yourself, right?
Do it yourself, exactly. But they don't teach
Taxes
that.
is key,
Yeah.
especially if you don't have to pay somebody to do your taxes. That's
Right.
key.
Yeah.
It is. Damn. So, I mean, well, obviously you say you're not playing any basketball or
Not anymore.
so, but now you're playing
Softball.
You're playing softball. So I see you got this team,
I do.
rookies. Is this
Those rookies.
those
yeah.
rookies? Is this your team?
Yes. So I manage the team, but I handle the logistical side. So like getting us into tournaments,
Okay.
finding sponsorships, stuff like that. My buddy Mike Aguilar, he does the managing as far as the guys, and then Chico, he does he plays, and he's kind of like our third head.
Okay.
Like if there's like a tie vote, he's kind of our.
Oh, I see.
But us three, we started it about 3 to 4 years ago. We started in E, which is like recreational, and then we got bumped up, climbing up. So now we're in C. We went from E.
So you started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Now we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a good year last year. We won like 5 or 6 tournaments.
Really?
Yeah, we were red hot. We were really good.
You guys play local?
We do, and we play out of town.
Yeah, I know you guys play out of town,
Yeah.
but I wondered if you guys.
Yeah.
So you use the local tournament. I mean, the local leagues in the league, right?
Yeah.
You play out at Mid America.
Yes. So last year we played Tuesday nights at Mid Am.
Okay.
But now we play at City Park tonight.
Oh, you got a game tonight?
Mhm.
Man, so you guys already started your season.
Yes, sir. So our tournaments and league is two separate things. So league is just like fun recreational stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, like pick up that guy.
Oh, okay, so you could do that.
But tournaments are different. It's a different breed. It's
Yeah,
obviously,
legit.
You're going to better competition, like especially the division that we're in now. We're C, so it's like intermediate, and those guys can hit the ball, and it's 2 mile an hour pitch. I mean, it's coming in, and a lot of people think it's easy, but it's
Right.
not. It's not. I found that out firsthand. When I first played, I'm like, slow pitch. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
I can hit a ball. Couldn't get out of the infield. You're rolling over, grounder, I'm like, what the hell? But I put in a lot of work to get to where I'm at right now. And it's tough. It's a tough sport. Last year we went down to Texas. It was D Worlds. We took 4th place out of 132 teams.
Dang.
Yeah.
What position do you play?
I played catcher and first.
Okay.
So like, yeah, I'm behind the plate.
Yeah.
I'm-
So I mean, catcher, you touch the ball 100%.
Every time.
Every time, the ball's in your hand.
That's right.
Which in baseball and fast pitch softball that I played, I mean, I used to like playing catcher because the ball was always in your hand,
Right.
and you can control the game and whatnot.
Right.
Talk to your team and
Right.
be the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
we had a stacked team at that point. Some of the guys went and played. Like we had 2 guys that were playing college ball, so they had to leave until like June. But they came back and played, and then once they came back, like we ran that division.
A lot of these guys, were they baseball players?
The majority of them, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So like, Chico's one of them. Gonzalez.
Mhm.
He plays with me. He played fast pitch too. I think played for the Bravos.
Yeah.
Played for a whole bunch of.
So he
teams.
doesn't play with the Bravos anymore.
No, I don't.
Actually, I haven't seen him. I mean, I still keep up. I still keep up with the fast pitch game.
Right.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
No, because we play a lot. So like we kind of, it's kind of like a commitment, you know, it's like a job almost. It's like, hey, you got to be committed to this. If you can't, then you can't, and you can just go play somewhere else. But man, it's tough. It's a tough sport. It's tough to manage a team.
Okay.
Also,
So this is your team. Do you have tryouts
no? It's nothing like that. I mean, we do pick and choose who we do, but
who
I
you
like.
want?
Yeah,
Have you had to cut people?
a lot?
Oh yeah.
That's tough. And usually me and Mike do it like kind of simultaneously, like on a 3-way call. And we have to call this guy. Like, hey man, like, sorry, but we're gonna have to move on from you. We, either like we're big on vibes.
So you go the long way and instead of saying you suck.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to say, sorry, but we kind of
Well, the
have to
majority
let
of
you
it-
go because
Right.
you don't play well.
Yeah, it's because you suck, bro. You suck. No,
Hey, that's
we just go off vibes, really. And like if the team isn't meshing with it, then it's just we don't care really how good you are, man. It's if you're not meshing with the team and if you're not keeping up with the vibe that we're throwing out, then we're not for you.
Yeah.
You know, we came in and like we were the team to watch just because like one, we were all Hispanos, we're all Hispanics, and like from everywhere, Puerto Rico, Dominicanos, Mexicans, you name it, we had them on the team, and we would play reggaeton, Mexican music, everything. We play all of that stuff, and people are like, "Man, who are these guys just coming in?" Because softball was like a white world,
Yeah, because people say, "Dan, shouldn't these guys be playing soccer? Why are you out here playing softball?"
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they think, and they're like,
Yeah,
"What
right."
do we're coming in and we're winning, and they're like, "Who are these guys? Who are these Hispanics coming in here?
Who are
doing
these
their
taco
thing?"
eating, sombrero wearing,
Grass cutting.
playing rancheras, and stuff.
showing up late to games?
Showing up drunk.
You don't even know the half. Yes, right at game time. Hey man, we play at 12. 11:59. People were just walking in,
Right.
not even warm. Hey man, they're ready.
Yeah, I was notorious for that, showing up late all the damn time. That was just me. I just wasn't like I meant to do it. I just lived down the street from the park, and I was the last.
So
one
you
there.
meant to do it.
No, but I mean, I'm like, I'm only 2 minutes from the park. I'll be there in a little bit.
All right.
Yeah,
We have
show
to
up
tell
late.
some guys, hey, if our game's at 12, hey, game's at 11.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
we'll
They
be
start
there,
doing
we'll be
that
there.
to me too.
Man, yeah, we had to do that. And in USSSA, the organization that we play through,
Yeah,
like if they're running early, then they had to do like we can start 30 minutes before. So if our game's at 12 and the game before us has finished,
Yeah.
we can start at 11:30.
Oh, okay.
So like I tell these guys, hey, you guys got to be there before 11:30 at least. They're like, why? I'm like, because it can start early, man. And if our team's not there, either we can start with 9, or we can't start with 8 for sure, and or we forfeit. So that means we go down to either the losers bracket or it can cost us a game.
That would suck. Yeah.
Yeah, a forfeit always sucks.
Hey, how many players do you have on your team?
Got about like
15.
about 13, 14.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play 11. So we got some role players in there.
All right. The league nights, is it just one game, or do you play doubleheaders?
Doubleheaders.
Doubleheaders on
Yep.
league night.
Yep. So 8:30, 9:30.
Dang, it's a late night.
8:30, 9:30. Those are the late games. 6:30, 7:30 for the other games.
And you said you're playing at City tonight?
Yep, City Park.
What park? Which field do you guys use? The
The
new one that they just
no,
worked?
hell no. That's like 50 feet.
Okay. Okay. So then,
The one behind it. The one
with the cement.
the cement steps.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
seats.
The grandstand, right? It's all
Right.
cement.
Yep.
So that one's deeper than the one in the.
Yeah,
Really?
not by much.
I was gonna say
Not
not
by
by
much.
much. So I'm surprised you guys are
So they
playing there.
they only use 2 fields. That one and then the big one.
Okay.
Field 4.
What about the one across the street?
that one's small too?
Oh, it's a smaller
Yeah, it's
field.
pretty small.
Yeah, I didn't know they had slow pitch leagues there.
Yeah, it's fun. The reason we got into that wasn't because one, it's because of the competition.
Yeah.
Competition is good. There's a lot of Latinos there
Okay.
that play. So it's also some good scouting,
Yeah.
for us, especially I run a, tournament team. So like the majority of the guys that do play or have played with me have come from that league or that area. So like, it's good to be in there and get, be known. We're known in there for sure. So we're like everybody's World Series. They love beating us. If they beat us, they've done something.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yep.
like the second week that we played Los Compas, and they're a pretty good team. And they got a lot of college players also. Same college actually that the players that I have came from. And you should have seen it. It's like every team that was there to play was there watching us. It was
Kind of
full.
scouting.
No, it was full. They
checking
just
you
wanted
guys
to watch
out.
the game.
Really?
And it was cool. It was high intensity, definitely. Like you didn't want to miss nothing. We won the first game. They ended up beating us the second game, but it was that good. It was like the World Series. And they beat us, and they're cheering. They're compas, whatever. And I'm like, all right, calm down, bro. It's just regular league night.
Yeah.
Playoffs are here in a couple weeks, so we'll figure that.
Los Compas, are they a local team as well?
They are. Los Compas. I don't know if you've
Are they sponsored by that restaurant, Los Compas?
Yes. Actually,
That's
the one
why
on 7th Street?
Yeah.
Yes. That owner is the one that manages that team.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Remember that restaurant? We'd go up there for menudo.
Yeah.
Meet the family up there. Okay. And then how'd you come up with Los Rookies? You playing mind games with these other teams.
Yeah.
You guys are badass, but yet
Everybody,
Los Rookies or what?
everybody does like silly shit, like balls deep or, stroke and poke or something,
Yeah.
And I don't know. We were just like, man, what do you think? I don't know. When you
Is there
want
any more teams out like that? I want to hear some more.
Ballaholics, stuff like that, and me, when we had our little meeting, Chico's like, what about Los Rookies? And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. I like that. I like the way it sounds.
Oh, man, it would have been better if they were Los Bookies.
Marco Antonio Solis.
There you go. Yeah, Los
Bitches.
Bookies. Yeah. Oh, you guys come out with some long hair, some wigs.
In our little Miami Vice suits. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever try any fast pitch?
I didn't. I barely hit a 2-mile-an-hour pitch. I can't, I'm not gonna.
Right.
I'm not gonna try a 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah. That's what I played all my life. I went from baseball to fast pitch because we have our team, Los Indios.
Okay.
Los Indios, yeah. Kansas City, Los Indios.
With Jaime in them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are our family team.
I need
all
Dom.
my primos.
I need Dominic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was. If he was here, man, I think he'd be playing.
He'd be playing with you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
I would have.
Because him and his brothers,
Bubba,
Bubba and cousins, Bubba and
Jordy. Jordy's his brother. Yeah.
Bubba's Jordy and Jaime, the older brother. Yeah.
Right. I don't think I know Jaime too much.
Okay.
I know for sure Dominic and Jordy I played with, and they actually used to play with us in league at Mid-Am.
Oh, really?
So like if I need Dominic for sure, I'd always call him. He'd go through and say, hey, do we need one? Yeah. So he'd either call Jordy or Bubba to come through. Yeah. So
yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So So you know my nephews, I guess. I should say,
yeah. I started playing basketball with Dominic at first.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know how he was,
man.
My God, he's just all around athlete,
right?
But he was arrogant, and because he was good,
right?
Yeah. When he was on your team, it was great, but when he wasn't, it's like, damn.
Yeah.
But man, dude can catch and shoot for sure.
Oh yeah.
We used to play right down the street there at Miriam Community Center.
Yep.
Yeah. Which I didn't know was.
It's gone now, right? It's flat. Yeah. There's nothing
I'm like,
there.
what the?
Did you pass by today?
No. It was a while. It was like a couple months ago or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, damn.
I know, right?
I used to do 2-a-days there.
Oh, okay.
I used to go in at 12 and then come back at 7. And used to run basketball in there. So I was in my early to mid 20s.
Did you ever play basketball in these Mexican tournaments? The ones that they have like at Guadalupe Center and
no,
you didn't play in any of those.
No, I think I've been invited a couple times. It's just never never really
Never
got going.
continued that.
Yeah. For some reason. But back to Dom, I mean, that's how I started. That's how I know him,
Okay.
from playing there. And then seen him play fast pitch.
Yeah.
Got invited to go watch fast pitch.
Okay.
Seen him playing there, and then that's whenever I started inviting him out to come play with us.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, and then he kind of had like a permanent spot in our league. This is before we started doing the tournament stuff.
Yeah.
And then right before we got into the tournaments, like that's whenever all that stuff happened.
Okay. Going away from softball, what do you remember your first job?
Yes. It was like for less than a month. McDonald's.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Then.
Yeah. It was on Shawnee Mission Parkway. But I don't really count that because it was like 2 weeks, really.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I got in some trouble, and they wouldn't let me.
Were you stealing cheeseburgers?
No.
Okay.
McNuggets. I got in some trouble, and they wouldn't let me do my my stuff that I had to,
Other things that you were doing.
So my mom's just like, "Hey, he's not coming back."
Okay.
So, and then from there, I ended up working at the O'Reilly's right there on Shawnee Drive.
Oh.
I worked there for about 4 years.
Wow.
3-4 years.
Yeah. You know, I may have seen you there.
Yeah, ran into me in there.
Yeah, now I
And my
think
Uncle
about
Gilbert.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was me, my Uncle Gilbert, my cousin Juan.
Okay.
We worked up there at the same time. My Uncle Gilbert's actually the one that got me in there. So
Okay.
I kind of count that as my first job because I was there longer. I mean, but like, I guess technically McDonald's because it's like a couple weeks.
Yeah. You know what? That's your first job. I mean, my first job was, I think it was selling newspapers. That was horrible. And that was less than a week. I mean, that was going from door to door asking, "Hey, would you like to subscribe and start?" That was horrible.
Yeah.
Funny story. Well, I don't know if it's funny, but it's a scary story. We were selling, so we were doing this, and I was 16, 15, just trying to make some money. So they send us out to, and I was working with Juan Olivas. He and I were doing this, and Steven and those guys. This guy, it was weird. This guy just saw us there at Franklin. "Hey, you guys need a job," which it's almost like the other story I have. And yeah, so we started working for this guy, and we're selling newspapers, and we were down in Armourdale. And I went up to this door, I knocked, lady opened the door, and I know she did this shit on purpose, but she was missing an eye. Oh, shit. So all you can see is just the
Socket?
hole,
Yeah.
the socket. Yeah. And that was my last day. I was like, I'm done with this shit. That was some scary shit, you know. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I just looked at that hole, you know. It was just a weird shit. Yeah, that was my first job, and then I ended up working there at Thriftway there in Armourdale.
Okay, yeah,
That Thriftway that was there
on Kansas.
Yep, on Kansas Avenue, and I was there for a while. And did you know that was my first job?
No, not the newspaper.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I kind of regret the O'Reilly's thing. It took a lot of my high school years away because that's when I got in. And man, I barely got to go to any of the games. Barely got, I got cleared to go to like prom and homecoming and stuff like that as far as like the dances.
The important stuff.
Yeah. But as far as like just any regular basketball game or home football game, I wasn't able to go.
Hey.
It consumed me, man. And they had me down like every day. And I was part-time. I was practically working full-time.
Oh, you at least you had money in high school.
That I did. Yeah. I mean, you're right. It's just like, I was like, man, it kind of sucked.
Yeah. So what are we doing now? Do you have, is this, so you said you're a DJ.
Yes.
So is this a hobby or is this
it's both.
Both. Okay. You're getting paid. It's a job, but it's
a working hobby.
Yeah, you go.
So by day, I'm a union electrician, IBW 124.
Okay.
Then, by night, I am a DJ.
So how long have you been a electrician?
10 years this year.
Okay.
10 years in September. Yeah. So I'll get my 10-year pin here soon.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. So that pays the bills.
Yeah.
And then DJing, started off for fun and wanted to do parties and, stuff like that. But then turned into what we got now with Fernando.
Okay.
we have a mutual friend named Chris Medina, and he started with Fernando, and he's like, bro, you come over and come mess with the controller, the turntables and stuff. And he goes, you're pretty good with music. He's like, come help me out. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go over there and kind of mess with it. I'm like, man, it's pretty cool. Like, I want to get into this.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should. I'll talk to Fernando. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I remember going to get the controller, and it's like a $300 controller. It's like a starter.
It's not cheap, yeah.
No, it's a starter though. I mean, cheap for the DJ business for sure, but as far as like anybody just getting in it, it's not cheap. Getting the speakers and just kind of messing with it at my house, getting a laptop, and I had like a 13-inch HP, and it's a little thing, as far as the laptop, and we finally got to talk to Fernando, and he's like, well, yeah, I'll help you out here and there. And then Chris kind of started like lobbying, like, hey man, like he wants to learn, and he's like, all right, we'll come over. And I went over there, and he saw that I was serious, and he goes, all right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and hook you up and see what you can do as far as like the weddings and stuff. Because he asked me, like, you ever thought about weddings? And I'm like, not really. He goes, bro, that's where the money's at. He's like, you should start on that. And I go, okay. And he goes, what you'll do is you'll come with me to 5 meetings, initial meetings, 5 weddings, and then 5 30-day out meetings.
So as far as meetings as far as meeting with the people that you're going to do.
The clients. So the bride and groom. So you got your initial meeting, like, hey, this is why you should hire me pretty much. Like, this is what I do. Running down the timeline, them getting to know you, like what kind of music you're into. But like, even at that, like, you're not really into music if you're catering to somebody. You know what I mean? You're into their music.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm doing like your wedding, right? I don't know you or your wife. So like, you gotta let me, you're telling me, hey, well, can you play this? And can you play? Of course I can play that, And with a wedding DJ, you got to be able to adapt to whatever they like. I've done straight country weddings, you know what I mean? And I'm not into that. When I started DJing, I thought I was going to do hip hop, and I'm in the 90s hip hop and 2000s hip hop and stuff.
Stick
like
to that genre, yeah.
Exactly. But you don't. So you got to learn how to start adapting to your couple. And so your initial meeting is that, like, pretty much letting them know I can do your wedding and I can keep it packed, at this level.
Yeah.
And they just have confidence. Okay, fine. And Fernando's name, it holds a lot of clout. It does. Like, when they go there, they go for Fernando's services. And,
they know Fernando know Fernando has good.
Right. But when they call Fernando, they want Fernando.
Yeah.
But he's booked all the time.
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, I have these guys.
Okay.
And for him, and I've always been like this with anybody or any job. Like, if somebody puts their name on the line for me, then I want to do right by that name. Right. Like, he's interested in me. Like, hey, like, I'm trusting you with this wedding. Knock it out for me. And I do. So I bring Fernando with my twist. And like, I would say, like, I'm a Fernando Productions product because I started with Fernando. I didn't start with any other DJ company or any other DJ teaching me. Fernando taught me, So, we would do the initial meetings, which is trying to get the client to pretty much hire you. Your 30-day out meetings, which is once they hire you, you're 30 days before the wedding, and you go through to do your timeline, which is like getting the songs for the formalities, your dances, intros, stuff like that. And then also getting the songs for, open dance.
Yeah.
Then I did weddings with him. So I had to go through 5 weddings to see what he went through as far as like how he kind of guides the room and all that stuff. So did all that with him before I could even like get into a wedding. So him seeing that was like, okay, you're serious. So he threw a wedding at me, and it was just kind of like, it was like a cheap wedding. They didn't have that much money, and like he's like, hey, well, I got a guy for you. He's fairly new, or he's really new, and you know, this is what you get for that price. And they're like, yeah, we'll do it. And man, you want to talk about your anxiety and just nerves.
Yeah.
When you do your first wedding, you don't want, you know,
I'm,
you think about like your wedding, right? You want everything to be perfect.
yeah.
I think that way with other couples' weddings. Like I want it to be perfect too. So I had like really, really bad
Anxiety?
Well, not anxiety, but like being able to speak, like public speaking, you know, in front of people.
Yes.
And when you got
And when you're
150 to 200 people in a room, and they all have their eyes on you,
right.
you know, you're like, you freeze sometimes, you know? And the good thing about it is that it was a cheap wedding. They already knew what they were getting into, for one. Number two was they had me at this venue called the De Leon, which is not there anymore.
I remember. Yeah.
So the De Leon was run by Jody De Leon and Eric De Leon, which they started. They kind of kicked off Fernando's wedding DJ stuff.
Okay.
And you know, Fernando told them, "Hey, this is Mike. Like, you know, keep an eye on him. He's nervous."
So this was the cheap wedding.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah,
brought
my very first wedding.
So they
yes.
brought the cheap DJ.
Yeah.
The rookie.
You're right.
You wore your rookie shirt?
El rookie. Yeah. No, but and you know, they helped me guide. They guided me through that wedding, you know.
Okay.
And sure enough, man, when I first had to do my first announcement, it's all
voice
and,
cracking.
you know, a lot of pausing.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I mean, I'm definitely better with the mic now, but they helped me a lot. Like I did actually while it was still running, I think I was probably the most I DJ'd there the most at the De Leon. I was like the most sought after DJ there. Like they referred me to everybody. So like when they would call Fernando, they're like, hey, get Mike to do the wedding. So like I did so many weddings there, and it was just kind of like family. Yeah. We got to know each other. Like we knew how to run. Like it's like a, you know, well-oiled machine for sure. And we already knew what the other one was thinking before any of that. And, you know, sadly, they're not in business anymore because of, you know, the whole pandemic and stuff kind of hit them hard. So I think 2001 was like their last hurrah. Because they had to get some of the dates that they had, they postponed and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was their last hurrah. It wasn't good for them. Pandemic.
Right. So I mean, what's your start? How do you start off a party? I mean,
Depends.
I know you. Is that
depends? Like a wedding, I start off older with the older crowd first.
Okay.
And the reason being is because, like, usually it's a young couple, right?
Yeah.
And you want to get the older crowd, like,
out of the building
first.
Oh,
yeah. Get them.
you don't want to
because
kick
they're
them.
they're gonna leave.
Yeah.
You know, once you start ramping it up more.
I mean, do you start with your? You don't start with your air horns.
No, I don't have any of that.
What?
No, I don't have.
Look, there's an app, man. You just put your phone in and
just
then you throw
put my mic on it. Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah, boy.
Don't have that.
your rewind.
I just do that with the.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do that with the turntable.
Yeah, there you go.
But I start older, and then once I start ramping it up to what they like, like the older crowd would probably the majority of them leave because it's like,
this DJ sucks.
No, Fernando, no, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. No, you're right though, and I'm starting to see that at parties now.
Mm-hmm.
At my age, I'm starting to see my older cousins leave early. You know, and
yeah,
everybody
has a bedtime.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I try not to. I mean, if you have to sleep in the car, sleep in the car.
You're right.
You know, man, that's so. And you've been with Fernando Productions for How long now?
About 6-7 years.
Well,
Yep. Yeah.
you know, I threw this idea in Fernando's ear. I don't know if he's gone with it another way about doing a podcast for parties as well. So kind of like what I did.
Oh, you're talking about at a wedding.
At a
have
wedding.
a podcast.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. You know, and so let's just say we interview, the wedding's going on, and we interview people that want to come in and talk about the bride
and the groom.
or the groom or the quinceañera or
I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
you know,
Because that'd be like a video for them to take
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
watch. Just like, you know,
exactly. Yeah.
because I remember back in the day, they used to have the big video cameras.
Right.
Right.
And somebody
they
walking
just-
around.
Give a message.
Yeah,
to a happy
you know,
couple.
Exactly. Yeah. So it'd be the same thing. That'd be pretty cool.
You know, of course, Fernando's like, oh man, that's a good idea. You know, and I'll get back to you on that. That shit ain't happened yet. So
Hey, man.
You know, if he
that
ever
guy's
wants
so
to-
busy.
yeah,
That guy is so
that's
busy.
that guy so busy golfing and playing baseball. And,
Donald Trump, Mr. Trump. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's a busy cat. Sometimes
Yeah, he is.
I don't hear.
Shout out to you, Fernando. It's been a while since I've talked to him. but-
Yeah. And
a
sometimes
busy
I don't
guy.
get nothing from him sometimes for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
To the
And
point where you're like, damn, did he fire me and hadn't even said nothing yet?
there was one time I did have to call him.
I
I did. I'm like, hey, bro, like, we're compadres first. You know what I mean? We're compas first.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
What are you doing? I'm like, I only hear from you when I'm doing the wedding. And he's like, he called me because I texted him that.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, man, I don't want you to feel like that. Of course, you're my boy, you know, and
Yeah.
you know, all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I just want to hear from you, bro. That's it. You know, like, say what's up.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how you doing? You know, I don't want it to be straight business because with Fernando, it was never just business first. It was always a friendship.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't want it to turn into like, oh, we're business only.
Yeah.
So, like, and he's gotten better for sure. We just went to this concert a couple weeks ago. Me and him.
What concert was that?
It's like I can't even tell you who it was, but it's like
Because you got to keep it on the down low?
No. It's like EDM, house music,
Yeah.
stuff.
That
You know? Yeah. He's into that.
Yeah.
He's into
Yeah,
hard.
that's true. Yeah, he did. He was in Vegas.
Yeah.
Him and his lady went to Vegas and they did some.
Yeah, there was
EDM.
one at the Midland, like on 420, and we went. He's like, bro, and I mean, he was calling me about this stuff like for a while.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you got to go see Excision with me, and I'm like, all right,
Okay,
bro,
yeah, I've
okay.
heard of that. Yeah.
And every time that he would tell me, oh, what do you have this date open? I'm always doing something, and the majority of it was the weddings that he booked for me. You know, like, bro,
Yeah.
just look at your calendar. I can't go. You know. But he'd be like, yeah, man, I got to get you out to at least an Excision concert one. All right. And I told him I would.
Sorry.
And then he
Sorry.
my bad. Serious. Somebody's always listening.
Somebody's listening.
But he had this one up here at the Midland. He's like, bro, you should come. It's not Excision, but he opens for him and he's still cool. And he's like, you should come with me. I'm like, you know what, bro? Yes, I'll go with you for sure.
Yeah.
Like, he texted me maybe about 3 times before the concert. He's like, are you sure you're going to come with me? I'm like, yes, bro. I told you I dedicated that date to you. I'm going with you for sure. And it was a blast. I had fun. Good crowd, good group of people that we went with. And it's a different vibe. It's like cosplay. I'm sure you know what cosplay. I mean,
yeah.
I know Costco.
Could you say that?
yeah, these people, stop talking. But
I'm trying to keep my dog quiet and you got to keep your phone quiet.
yeah, I know. I'll put it on do not disturb.
No, yeah, good.
Yeah, it was a good crowd. I mean, I just like I said, cosplay, man. It's like there were people in fishnets and
Yeah,
like a
it's-
bikini that didn't
They shouldn't be in.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
like,
Everybody's on ecstasy. Like,
that's what I was telling my lady. She texted me. She's like, "How's it going?" And
Send
I'm
me
like-
some pics.
And I'm like, 98% of the people here are on drugs, and me and the vendors are the only ones that aren't.
yeah, seriously.
That's
And-
crazy.
or they're messed up as far as like maybe drinking or something.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a good time. It was a good time though.
It became a people watch thing, right? You're just watching everybody like,
Oh yeah,
what the hell?
yeah. You go up to the balcony and you just like staring at all these guys, and you're just
Nah.
like, what the?
You start pushing them off.
No.
Okay.
Luckily, no.
Yeah.
The- oh,
That's crazy. What was the worst gig you ever had? I mean, was there a gig that you just went to and you felt like you couldn't keep the crowd alive?
There was one particular. It was not too long ago. It was a mixed. It was a interracial couple. It was a white bride and a Mexican groom.
Okay.
And they left me a bad review, and I hated it because I like.
Oh, no way.
I'm, you know,
Your
them
boss
reviews-
Fernando saw
oh,
it.
yeah. And of course,
Yeah.
he called me. He's like, "What's up with this?" And I'm like, I looked at it. I'm like, "Nah, man." I was like, That's
that wasn't
not true.
me, huh?
It wasn't me. I wasn't there. Okay. So I had their 30-day out meeting with them, and I asked them, you know, like, do I have to interpret? And the guy's like, no, there's going to be family around them that speaks English, so they'll just inform them
Yeah.
like what's going on. Okay, cool. Because I can do both. You know, that's not a problem. And because I told him, I was like, look, I don't interpret everything. You know, I'm not just gonna sit there and like if somebody's giving a toast in English, I'm not just gonna
Yeah.
say what they said.
Yeah.
No,
Right. Yeah.
no. It's just pretty much like saying, hey, you know, we're getting ready to do the introductions and the first dance, you know, primer baile, all that stuff. Just letting them know what's going on, right? And some announcements too. Well, the guy's like, nah, don't worry about it. I said, all right, cool. So I didn't. And then they had this playlist that was a mixed playlist. You know, obviously some English and then some Spanish songs.
Yeah.
Well, when the English songs were playing, the white people were dancing. When the Mexican songs were playing, they switched.
Yeah. So
Kept going back and forth, right? Well, I noticed that some of the Mexicans were dancing more. So I kind of played maybe one or two cumbias more.
a little extra, yeah.
You know?
To
And-
keep the party rolling, right?
Well,
You know,
they
to
took
keep-
off. And
The widows
the
took
brides, the bride side, they ended up taking off.
Oh man.
And she blamed that on me. And she's like, you know, well, she never said anything to me that night at all.
No, it was all in the review.
Right. Well, she was like, thank you. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Thank you. You know, about every bride.
Yeah.
I didn't think nothing of anything. Well, she leaves this review to Fernando. I don't know if she's trying to get money back or what. One, he's not a Spanish DJ. He doesn't even know how to speak Spanish and all this stuff. And that's one. Two was he didn't play any of my songs. And luckily on our laptop,
It shows a listing.
it shows the list of all the songs that we've played.
Okay.
So I recorded that and I sent it to Fernando. He's like, don't even tell me anymore.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I got this. And he sent all that to her. And I don't know whatever came out of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably the worst gig.
Dang.
You know, you should have done. Should have played some Pitbull. That would have solved both problems.
Yeah, right? Mr. 305?
Yeah.
Have you seen him in concert?
I haven't.
Dude.
You have?
Oh my God. He throws a show. I mean, it's so good. So we saw him here a couple years ago. We saw him here at what's that?
Sprint Center or
No.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile?
Nope. Let's keep guessing. The small theater, Swell Park.
Swope?
theater.
Oh,
See, that's why I don't
I know
remember.
what you're talking about.
Okay,
Yeah.
that spot. Golly, what is it? Anyway, he performed there. It was a great show. Last summer,
Starlight.
there you go. In the summer, we go to Milwaukee for the big Mexican fiesta
Mm-hmm.
in Milwaukee. Dude, there's a lot of Hispanics in
I was
Milwaukee.
going to say, I was like, Milwaukee.
Dude, there's a shitload of Hispanics.
Really?
Yeah, you'd be amazed.
I do see like sometimes like some like Mexican artists skipping. I'm like, why are they going to Minnesota or Milwaukee?
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It was crazy. I mean, of course, and then we took a bunch of us from here. And anyway, long story short, we're there for 3 days for this fiesta. Well, shit, right along the fiesta at the amphitheater, Pitbull was there. and I had my aunt and uncle from El Paso. They were in town, or they joined us up in Milwaukee, and they're like, "You guys want to go see Pitbull?" I'm like, "Well, we've already saw him," and they're like, "We haven't seen him." I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll buy your tickets. Vamonos, let's go. We're going.
Ooh, free.
So yeah, so they bought our tickets, my wife and I, and we went
Mexican.
that. And I know, right? Oh, and it's a great show.
Right.
Dude, if you ever get a chance to see him, if he's around 8 hours from you, it's worth it. Seriously, dude. He throws a great show. Yeah.
Yeah, I might think about that.
Yeah. And his spoiler alert, his first song is Don't Stop the Party. I mean, you talk about, and what was funny is the fiesta was all Hispanics, but in the amphitheater was all güeros.
That's what I'm talking about. He's the perfect in
Yeah,
between.
and it was like,
You think he would?
It was
end
all
on
white.
that, right? You think he would end on that song?
you would think that, but
Right.
but he's got hit after hit
Yeah.
after hit.
I did
And-
love me some people.
And yeah, so I just stood there and I just watched everybody bouncing and singing every lyric, Spanish, English, whatever, and it was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a great show, man. So I recommend it if he ever comes around or you need to go
that
see
Give
it.
Me Everything Tonight. When
Oh.
they came out,
Yeah,
that was on repeat.
right.
Before I would go out, because that was when I was going out. Like,
Right.
oh my god,
Dude,
religiously.
when that song came out, I was in New Mexico for a wedding. A cousin of mine got married. Went up to the DJ and I asked him to play that, and he said, "Who sings that?" And I was like, "Pitbull." He goes, "Oh, I haven't heard this one." I said, "Find it, play it." And oh yeah, it was a hit. I mean,
And when was that?
I introduced For a Joy in Amanda's Wedding.
No, when was that though? That was like 2000.
About
2008 maybe, or
a little later, about 10.
2010. Yeah, I can't remember when they got married, but yeah. And I was like, play this song, and oh yeah, he played it. He found it. Then he
Yeah.
even looked at me like,
I
man,
still
that's a
play
jam.
it.
Yeah, that's
I still play it. It's a banger.
you can
Yeah.
play just play his playlist. Let it play.
I mean, he does have a lot.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's some that
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah,
That was his biggest one though. I think I like Give Me Everything,
yeah,
so I play that one.
yeah. But that Don't Stop the Party, man.
That too. Fireball.
Yeah,
Yeah, they like to sing on with that
Mr.
one.
Worldwide.
Oh,
Yeah, my oldest son gives me shit because I always Mr. Worldwide. Like, oh my god, come on,
Here we
come on, Dad, here we
go.
go. Yeah, but yeah, so we're coming down to the end. I appreciate you coming in, man.
No problem.
I'm
No
glad.
problem.
I hope this was.
I
Hope
thank
this
you
was
guys
a
for
little
having me.
fun.
Yeah.
Fun
Actually.
for you. We like to do this. Come out, let people come out and talk a little bit.
Talk about the boys, man.
Yeah, and we're getting there. That we have to. I mean, what do you think? What are we gonna do this season?
Man, you see, everybody always talks about like, oh, let's hear it. Let's hear that this is our year. I'm not.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Every
That's what
time.
I'm saying.
Every time. I think that in here. I
Yeah.
just don't say it because I don't want to jinx myself. But people are like, oh, that's what y'all say. And I'm like, I don't say that though. Because I don't like to count my
You say my
before
boy
they-
Mario says it, but I
Yeah.
don't say that. There you go.
He says it,
Yeah.
not me. But yeah, I mean, we go as far as Dak takes us.
Man,
And
it's been since 16, and when Kansas City gets Mahomes and he gets them there that quick, I'm like,
yeah,
Jenga.
I get it.
It's
He's just a freak of nature.
But like you said, yeah.
I like Mahomes.
I say the same thing.
I like Mahomes. I like Kelsey.
He's-
I like the team.
They're fun to watch.
Don't get me wrong.
Right.
What I don't like are the
Fans.
fans.
And they say
And that's-
that about us.
Yeah, and that's yes. And it's crazy because like they talk like we have something to do with them. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, why are you worried about me? Or why are you worried about us? We're not in your division, let alone your conference. We have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Well,
that's-
it's just because you're the Cowboys. And I'm like,
It's-
so what? You know?
everybody talks about the Cowboys. It's,
Everybody.
Which what we say, it's rent free, right?
100%. Fernando's
100.
always like, you guys are irrelevant. I'm like, dude, you talking to me about them, you're making it relevant. Everybody talks to me about the Cowboys, especially me because everybody's like, oh, you're probably the biggest Dallas Cowboy fan that I know. Well, of course, I mean.
Right. I know. Where's it? And I got mine here too.
Yeah.
It's Fernando and I, we went at it for a good little while there a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember when I became a Cowboy fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was in New Stanley.
Okay.
It was maybe, I think it was kindergarten. And I don't know if he remembers or not,
Okay.
but I remember getting the slip and they telling me, hey, you got to wear red tomorrow for the Chiefs because it was Red Friday. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, you know, me not knowing, naive. Take it to my dad, give it to him. Hey, Dad, I got to wear red tomorrow for the Chiefs, I guess. He's like, rips the paper. He's like, let's go. All right. We go. He buys me an Emmitt Smith jersey, a Troy Aikman jersey,
Yeah.
a Cowboys hat, and a starter jacket. And he's like, that's how you're going to school tomorrow. So from there on, I was like, all right, I'm a Cowboys fan.
See how this comes around? That explains why he ended up at Emerson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the Cowboys fan. Yeah, let him go to
yeah.
Emerson.
We don't want him here.
Yeah,
anymore.
right. That's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny you say because my like all my kids are Cowboys fans as well, and my daughter was asked once. She was younger too. She was asked, so why are you a Cowboys fan?
That is the biggest question.
right.
Why?
Why are you a Cowboys fan? And you know what she said? She told this person because I was raised right.
There
Damn
you go.
straight. And then to this, that is why she's my favorite.
There you Spoiler alert.
Yeah, she said that, and that made me so proud. I was like, "Oh, my baby said," because that, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's like, "You're not even from Texas." I'm like, "How do you know where I'm
Give
from?"
me, I know,
you know, you live in Kansas City, so what?
I know.
You know?
I get the same shit, man.
They say it all the time,
and
I'm like, I was born in Texas, and my dad and my mom were born and raised in Texas. Oh, okay, well then you're cool.
Yeah,
I'm like, who cares? You know?
Why don't we ask the Chiefs this? Hey, why do you like the Chiefs?
Right.
They're from Texas.
Yeah, they are. They really are.
and that's I do that to them all the time. I say I love watching my little sister play in the Super Bowl.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
what do you mean? Look,
And where's Mahomes from?
They're from down. Yeah,
from
exactly.
Texas.
Yeah,
Tyler,
and
Texas.
Mahomes grew up a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, he did.
You know.
He's a Tyler, Texas kid. My cousin went to school with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know my Theo Lalo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he moved down to Tyler.
Okay.
So he moved his family down there. So she's about the same age as him. So they went to school together.
So this is Michael and
Danny's sister.
Sister.
Elida. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So they have a little sister,
Okay.
or the youngest.
Yeah.
And she went to school down there.
Nice.
She's actually moved here.
She's back here now?
She's back here now. But yeah, she went to high school and all that. down
Okay.
there.
Wow.
That's good. Yeah. I think the draft picks went well. I think our draft picks were good.
Yeah, definitely.
And then-
We did great in the trading season before even the picks.
Oh, yeah.
so-
right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Braden Cook's
That was
he's
huge.
gonna be huge.
And in the
And
corner.
they're already, yes, Gilmore
Yeah.
for sure. They're already working as far as him and Dak.
Right.
So, and which they need to obviously build chemistry and all that stuff.
Yeah. And I think Gallup will be better than last year because he came off an injury.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
it's scary when you tear your ACL and you got to go out there and make some cuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't, want to, test your knee that
Right,
much.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, because that was late. That was late in the season. I think it was in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah.
But either way, man. I mean, I think that's a quick turnaround to come back the next season, start of the season, and expect to have another 1,000-yard
Yeah.
season to, to shadow CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope he does well. I was really kind of rooting for the DeAndre Hopkins trades.
That would have been great.
Trade.
Yeah.
It's still up in the air.
Right. I'm a big D Hop fan since he was in
Texas,
Yeah.
Houston.
And still, I just hopefully he does not come to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Then I was like, yeah, I'm not a D Hop fan no more.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
I know T.Y. Hilton's still out there. I mean, they can re-sign him
Yeah,
if he doesn't get picked up. I thought he did okay
he did good.
for,
Yeah. I mean, that was a big third down that he caught.
right?
Yeah, that was,
Yeah, it
that
was like a
crazy.
third and 20.
It was a third and like 30. It was
Yeah.
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was far.
Huge. It was huge. And, there's other speculations with the whole Derrick Henry. I thought that was going to happen
I thought
because
so,
of
too.
the whole trade.
Yeah. That would have been crazy.
I mean,
man.
it's still up in the air. Who
You're right.
knows?
But I don't, you got Pollard, but he's
I mean, he's
same
coming off
thing coming off an injury.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Deuce Vaughn,
Yeah.
Kansas State.
Robert
Yeah.
Jones. We got him from the Chiefs.
Right.
So I don't know.
And then Elliott's still there.
Yeah.
He's not. I mean, it's not even. Isaiah Pacheco's really pushing for him
To
come here. Yeah, he's really pushing for him to come here because that he says that was his boy. He used to watch him play. They know each other.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, and that'd be interesting.
I wasn't. He's a big critic on a lot of the players.
Yeah.
I with Romo. Hey, that's my quarterback. I was a Romo fan.
Yeah,
My brother hated Romo.
Really?
They hated Romo, but I was a Romo fan, and I'm like, a lot of the times he didn't have, the defense to carry him.
Yeah.
Now, did he choke on a lot of the big
Yeah,
games?
yeah.
He did, but a lot of it was because he had to come from behind, and people don't understand that. Like one of the most clutch quarterbacks is Tony Romo.
Right. Yeah.
And
the stats say it all.
Yeah, within that span that Manning and Brady played with him, that he played with them.
Yeah.
He had the most clutch comebacks, in fourth quarter. And how do you do that without it's because you have a bad defense. You know, your defense you're going up and then you're having to come back because your defense isn't living up to their name.
And that's so dope. Like Dan Quinn has been he's been offered so much, but he wants to be here because he wants to do something with his defense. I don't think he can leave Micah Parsons. He's that's his guy now.
Right.
He can't abandon that.
And I think I see McCarthy kind of getting pushed out, and then him
Dan
possibly
becoming the head coach.
Fulfilling that spot.
Could happen.
I'd be fine with that. I mean,
I'm cool with it too. My brother's huge Dan Quinn fan.
Right.
Yeah, big Dan Quinn fan. He's like, man, I loved him. I loved him when he was with the Falcons.
Yeah.
He goes, and what he's done with this.
I remember they beat us up.
Yeah.
They beat the Cowboys up one time.
Yeah, with him. Yeah, with him at the helm.
Yeah.
He did.
I think that was that game where they sacked Dak 11 times or some shit.
Yeah.
Then we got him back that one game where we came from a comeback and got the onside kick. With a minute left.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the watermelon kick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a spinning.
Oh my God. I didn't think we had a snowball chance.
Right?
In hell
I remember that.
at all.
I was like, oh God.
We were down by so much too, though.
Yeah, we were.
We were down, and
That was a hell of a comeback.
man, just to come back and win like that was pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, man. We go as far as Dak takes us.
I think this is this is his make it or break it year.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I think so.
You can't have this kind of weaponry and not succeed. It's
Right.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
I think he's still missing the running back though,
yeah.
and that was the only thing that I liked about Zeke was that he was a good pass protector.
Yeah, he was great.
Like pass protector, Pollard couldn't do that. I mean, you just look at the tape, and he whiffs with the shoulder.
Yeah, Zeke was taking guys out.
Yeah, Zeke was grabbing you.
Yeah.
And he was, like you said, taking guys out, man. And then that's what I liked about Zeke. That's the only good thing that he had going for us that last season was him protecting Dak the way that he did.
Yeah.
But Jerry knows how to draft. I mean, the past 4 drafts, he's knocked it out of the park.
Yep.
And hopefully this guy can sit there and he can plug that hole that we need as far as for the run game.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Mike on one side, you got D-Law on the other, and you just got this guy coming in the middle, hopefully plugging that hole.
Yeah.
Hankins is good too. I like Jonathan Hankins. And we traded him last year for the Raiders. And
from the Raiders.
He had a pretty good season.
Yeah, he did. And he got hurt though, right? Didn't he get hurt?
Yeah, he got a little hurt. But we just
having those
re-signed
two
him.
guys, yeah, I think it's gonna be fine.
Right. And then our linebacking is Van Der Esch back, signed that little deal.
Yeah.
Like you said, corners coming. Yeah. Stefan, I think we were trying to get him like 2 years ago.
Right.
From
I
New
remember that.
England.
Yeah, from New England. Yep.
When he was up for the trading block from New England, we were trying to get him.
Yeah.
Just never went through.
Oh, it's never too late. But again, appreciate you coming in.
No problem. I appreciate you guys having me.
For everyone out there that is still tuned in, you probably tuned out because we start talking
about
Cowboys.
Yeah.
I appreciate
America's team.
you staying in and listening to us talk. But you knew I knew it was going to happen. Bringing Mike in, we got to bring somebody in that talk a little bit of Cowboys. I got family out there. I'm gonna make sure. Hey, make sure you stay tuned in to the whole podcast. Listen to a little bit of cowboy talk. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll just do a podcast and we'll just do this all the time.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Yeah,
check that in Cowboys gear.
There we go.
I'm with it.
Yeah, they're out there, so we can add another one. But yep, it was good. I appreciate you. Like I said, I appreciate you coming in, taking the time. I know you got a good luck tonight.
Thank you.
You got a game.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing your dad in. I haven't seen the guy in a while. It's good to see him.
I'm glad he came. Sometimes it's kind of tough to get him out of that hole, out of that cave.
Yeah, man. One day I'd like to bring you in, Mike, and your brothers. We could sit down and we could talk some good stuff as well.
Man, that reminiscence.
And I don't know how many times, and to this day, I don't think we've ever saw a Cowboys game together. We got to do that sometime. But let's make it happen. Yeah, we could do it here
Definitely.
or wherever your house.
As long as you don't mind me wrecking your house because I yell.
No, hey, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
We do the same thing.
I can't sit during a game. I stand.
Yeah,
He gets all nervous too. Yeah,
He's very very timid about going to other people's houses because
Yes. I'm the same way.
Well, my deal Lalo was like, hey, one time we went to go watch the game over there, or they did.
Yeah.
I was younger. Super Bowl, and he's sitting there and he's cheering and he's like, hey, you guys are gonna break the house. So he's like, okay. They got up and they left and they went back to I'm gonna eat this fish. Bye. They all came back to the house and watched it. They finished the game there.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like, I just don't want anybody telling me anything. I'm just trying to watch the game and root for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Dang. Good times. Yeah. But all right. Yep. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yep. We good?
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking around. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to the Big Mouthcast. Until then, have a good Cinco de Mayo. I know it's going to be a little after, but I hope you had a good one.
And we'll see you for season 5.
Yep, that's right. Season 5. We're going to take a little break, and then we will definitely come back for season 5, and we'll see where we're shooting from, and that'll be fun.
Yep.
Okay. Until then, adios.